Hi, my name is Anthony Piccirillo and I'm running for Suffolk County Legislator in the 8th Legislative District. The 8th Legislative District encompasses Bayport, Blue Point, Sayville, West Sayville, Oakdale, Bohemia, Holbrook, Holtzville, Lake Ronkonkoma, and Medford. It's a big district and has many issues facing it on a daily basis. We have full-time problems in Suffolk County, and that demands a full-time legislator. And that's the only promise I can make to the taxpayers of this district, that I will be a full-time representative for you in the county legislature. The last 6 years to a decade in this county, we have seen rampant corruption, overspending, and borrowing billions of dollars in taxpayer money to balance the budget. This is unacceptable for middle-class, blue-collar families that get up every single day to pay the bills in their home, to send their kids to college, and to afford the day-to-day routine of life. I understand that growing up in a working, poor, middle-class family, my father a small business owner, my mother a cashier, to try to send 2 kids to college, pay the bills, and just try to enjoy life the best way possible. And unfortunately, we're failing our citizens. We're seeing more middle-class families leave Long Island than ever before. So what are some of the issues facing us right here in the 8th Legislative District and across Suffolk County as a whole? Number one is taxes and affordability. Every door I knock on, and I knock on thousands of doors every single election cycle, and people tell me repeatedly, I'm leaving in 5 years, I can't afford to live here, what can you do for me? Well, in the last 6 years, Steve Malone and Bill Lindsay have raised your taxes over $200 million and put another $2.7 billion on the taxpayer credit card. That's unacceptable for me, and it should be unacceptable for you. Another issue that's very important to me in Suffolk County is corruption. If you've been following the news or reading the papers, you've known that the Suffolk County Police Chief was arrested and indicted for corruption. You see the District Attorney was arrested for corruption. His Chief Aide for public corruption was indicted for public corruption. The IT Director for Suffolk County was indicted for corruption, all under the watch of my opponent. This is what happens when you're a part-time legislator. You can't hold those accountable, and I will hold them accountable. There will be a zero tolerance for corruption in this county starting on January 2nd. Another issue I hear constantly at almost every door I go to is the overdevelopment of Suffolk County. Now, some have tried to say that I'm against all development, or I'm anti-this, or I'm anti-that. Well, I'm pro-listening to the people that I want to represent, and they're telling me repeatedly that they do not want high-density housing in suburban neighborhoods, and I agree with them. And this is from Republicans, Democrats, Conservatives, and Independents. Recently, you may have seen that the Suffolk County Legislature, along party lines, with all 11 Democrats voting yes and all 7 Republicans voting no, to extend the red light camera program. This is a program which Owens County study revealed increased accidents by 60%. It is nothing but a money grab, and it's making our roads less safe. Don't listen to the talking points memos and the national studies. The taxpayers already paid for a study paid for by county residents, and the Democrats in Suffolk County didn't like the way that study came back, so they keep moving the goalpost. This program needs to end, and it needs to end now, because it's only a money grab to middle-class families in Suffolk County. Briefly, I just want to talk about how this whole campaign started this cycle. It started by corrupt party bosses making backroom deals to deprive me of certain ballot lines and rig this election from the go. Well, I didn't take that laying down. I went out door to door and campaigned, and we won not only the conservative write-in primary, but the independents write-in primary, because we took our message of affordability and the suburban way of life door to door, and it resonated with a lot of people. On November 5th, the choice is clear. We can either have more backroom deals and corruption that we've seen for decades in Suffolk County, or we can move Suffolk County in a new direction that puts the taxpayers first and the special interest last. My name is Anthony Piccirillo, and I hope I can have your support on Tuesday, November 5th. Thank you.